My name is Marie-Louise. I'm 24 years old and I live in Roskilde. I also study at Roskilde University, where I study a social science and psychology bachelor. I work at the university as a student environment tutor, and besides for my studies and my work, I also do ceramics. I do pottery because it's a way of relaxing for me. It's a way of attaching from all the things I do with my studies and my work and everything else. I try to be in the zone, if you can call it that. That way I feel like I've done something with my day, I'm productive and focusing on just the piece of clay that I have in between my hands. I found out that I had ITP when I was 18. We did a project in school in biology where we had to test our blood to find out what type of blood we had. And I had one of the rarer blood types, so I wanted to be a donor so that I could help others. And then through the first time of donating, they had to test my blood to see if everything was okay, and then they found out that there was something wrong. I was diagnosed when I was 18, but me and my family suspect that I probably have had it since I was 16. Because when we look back, there's a lot of symptoms that we back then just thought was because I was a teen. It wasn't just a part of me. It was a part of the illness, so things like bruising easily and being tired and having this overwhelming fatigue was something that I had to manage, and I had to make room for it in my everyday life so that I could get my day to fit together and not be tired all the time. Fatigue impacts my life in a big aspect. I can have days where I can't get up. I can try and I have things to do. And the worst thing is that then you start getting annoyed with yourself because you just have to pull yourself together, but it won't work. The same thing is that your brain kind of makes this kind of fog inside your mind, so you can't connect what people are telling you with what you have to respond. Luckily, I have my apartment, which is placed right near the university so that I don't have to use a lot of time with transportation, which is time that I could use to do something else or just to rest and make sure that I'm ready for the next day. I used to sleep for about 13 to 16 hours a day if I had the time. Now I'm down to 11 hours at night. And then I also, instead of taking a nap, I sometimes do activities that recharge me. I do ceramics, I do knitting, and I read and I watch TV. I don't want the illness to control my life in the way that I'm supposed to live. So that's why I do a lot of scheduling. I plan my day and my week a long time ahead to make sure that I have a good and even prioritizing between my family, my friends, my school, my job, and my rest. I see my friends doing a lot of things that I also want to do, but it's hard when you know that you're limited because of your ITP. So that way you have to find the balance between where to push through and just ignore the symptoms and where to hold back so that you don't burn out. It's hard to be diagnosed when you're 18 because you're young and then you get this diagnosis and it's scary. And on top of that, the doctors kind of speak their own language that you don't really understand. I was lucky that I have my mom who works in the health department, and if I had something that I didn't understand, then I could always ask my mom when I got home, and then she would translate it for me. I feel that the doctors don't recognize fatigue as a symptom, and that's really hard when it's your main symptom. They don't connect ITP and fatigue because you can't measure fatigue. But in that way, you kind of have to help them understand that it's a big impact on your life. And that way, it's not the doctors that educate you on your disease, it's you who educate them. There's definitely room for improvement in the healthcare department. I think getting help psychological afterwards would help a lot. There's a lot of mental aspects with getting a diagnosis like ITP that the healthcare department don't have in mind. And I think that would help a lot of people if there was a bit more focus on that. I find great support in the Danish Hemophilia Society, which I first got in contact with when I was diagnosed. besides from that, I also got in contact with different groups on social media. It helps to have other people to talk to or discuss treatment or how to manage your day and stuff like that. In my future, I would like to finish my master's from a university, and I would like to hopefully make my pottery full-time. It gives me more flexibility when it comes to working hours, and that way I can plan and make sure that I get fatigue managed in a better way and that I can do whatever I want with my life.